Hi everyone, welcome back to Mentoria 180. It's been a few months. Within those few months, there's been a lot of changes and a lot of updates that I'm gonna kind of fill you all in on today. But I felt like, it's the first day of 2024 and I am feeling super excited. I've been talking a lot on social media platforms and things that, I've been really taking this time to really refocus. And I think that the new year is a great time to always kind of have a new vision, set intentions, have kind of like an overarching theme with little goals along the way in the new year. So I'm excited to kind of share all of that with you all and just kind of rebrand Mentoria 180. And I wouldn't even necessarily say a rebrand, just because, it is such a new channel and I am so new to all of this in general. Beginning of September, we welcome the two puppies, Woody and Jessie, along with, we already had Annie, who's been great, and she's just been adjusting back to the farm life. Just like I've shared before, the house that we've been renovating and living in was the farm, not the exact house. I grew up in the little summer house next door. But this was the farm that I grew up on, and I got Annie when I was, in my teens. So, bringing her back here and a new kind of phase of her life and my life it's really special. And I'm not sure if I shared too before about Butterball. He was my childhood horse at this farm. And right before we moved here, it's one of those moments in whatever kind of higher power that you believe in, full circle, just life moment. And I had the opportunity to purchase Butterball back and have him be where he grew up here on this farm with me and just kind of grow the farm life for me and Noah, because that is our dream. So that is my vision, is to live that more wholesome lifestyle, get back to my roots. Although the house isn't done with the renovating, there's always something to be doing when you live on the farm, which that's what I'm going to be documenting. But I'm also trying to, delve into the farm life and different things. I want to have more time to spend with my horses and my dogs. I want to do a really big garden, pumpkin patch, like wildflowers, all of those things that I know will bring me joy. And I get to learn from other people and share those experiences through, this channel, and have like a vlog style where, that is my self-care, my passions, how I'm avoiding the burnout, how that's good for your mental health. I mean, all of the things that we do and we spend our energy doing, they impact us in the context of our different lives and kind of our journey and who we are. Life update in terms of my schooling. On just last month, so I have off exactly a month. It was from December 15th and I start back January 15th. It was my first internship. I did a practicum at the high school level for school counseling. So I've just been trying to get experience at all three levels. I think that that's super important. That's the best way for, me to learn the role of a school counselor and figure out where my purpose is and where I can be most effective for students and learn the most. So I did my next internship at a middle school, which was an internship was more hours versus the practicum. And I always thought that I wanted to be at the elementary level because that's what I do. I work full-time in an elementary school. I do before and after care, and I absolutely adore my children. They are rays of sunshine. They are my motivation. They inspire me. I learn from them just as much as they learn from me. It's a great stage to be at, to help them learn such important life skills, especially from that counseling perspective of things. But unfortunately, this next phase of my schooling, which is the last phase, my last internship, my last semester internship is going to be at another middle school, which is okay. My professor, she is an elementary school counselor, and she knew, how important it was for me to get experience in all different levels. And she has granted me the opportunity to come shadow her here and there. So I am excited about that. And I'm even more excited too that the middle school that I am placed at is the feeder school from the elementary school I work at. So I'm going to see my old students and watch them grow and develop and be that helping hand, be a different role for them, see them in different kind of ways and help them like I've never done before. And it's one of those other times where I'm like, after like sitting down, reflecting and doing all of journaling, just thinking about like where I am in my life right now, looking ahead at the future, my intentions, how to keep growing. It's just that full circle again. My plan didn't happen. I'm not at an elementary school level. At first it took me a moment, like, oh my goodness, I'm not going to get that experience and things. But more that I thought about it and realized like, no, I'm here at this school for a reason, and it is in my community. These are my students that really just fueled my passion and motivation to end my program with such an appreciation for where I am right now and those lives that I get to help and change, and my own, as my life continues to change. So that could be a whole other rant as well too. I have a lot to share today. I will be graduating this May, so I'm technically at the end of the school counseling and my internships and things. I have the last year of my program been taking extra classes to help with my certification and clinical license. So if I wanted to do the clinical side of counseling and open my own practice or be a therapist, able to do that moving forward as well, because that's another dream of mine. I'm always kind of looking for the next opportunity or next achievement. I don't have to chase it right away, or it's gonna take time. Good things take time. So that's where, that's what I'm seeing for 2024. And that's what I want to share with all of you, taking the time, slow, to be in the present, enjoying my life, and really building that with my husband. Like I said, I just got married. It's a lot all at once, and they're all good things. So enjoying it as these life milestones and transitions happen. So I'm excited to have my master's in May at school counseling, and kind of figuring out what that's going to look like for the clinicals. That's an additional 3,000 hours of supervised counseling. So kind of just, navigating that too. We all have goals. If I don't reach that goal for many, many years, that's okay. That's how that program is set up. It shouldn't be a quick thing. You're helping people change their lives. And, I want to share that with you all too. I'm sharing those real life experiences with the knowledge that I'm learning from the programs. It's going to be really beneficial, and applying it to my life, hearing your stories, kind of having that place to share and learn from one another. Like I said, we're all at different phases of our lives. So showing eventually, if we start a family, what that's going to look like, and applying that to, my counseling and different things of that nature, taking it to, I work with children. I can, talk about the mental health benefits to children and things like that. I am just really excited to see where Mentoria 180 can go in the years to come, and not putting that pressure of fitting into that box of, okay, we're going to talk about this topic today and how that applies to counseling, where it seems like I'm reading from my notes, which sometimes I will. We'll have more of those, Sunday session podcast videos. There will be videos where I'm just hopping on really quick to give a life update, or showing a little glimpse of something cool that the animals are doing, or the garden, how that's going. I'm excited to kind of share that with everyone and see what that looks like. There's other little things too that I'm excited to show and learn. I got over the holiday season a beehive, and I'm learning all about that. And I want to, experiment with the health benefits of honey and beeswax and all of those things. I have this vision and the intentions, and I really just needed this time to refocus and take those moments to reflect and realize, this is what I want. This is where I see Mentoria going. So yeah, that's been the life update between getting married, unfortunately losing some loved ones along the way during that time of my life. I plan to eventually, maybe have a video on grief and the different stages of grief and how we process things. At my internship, we were running a grief group for, middle school students, and, how that applies to adulthood, even younger children. Taking those things that I've experienced both professionally in my schooling and personally, that's really what I see for Mentoria 180. And, not pressuring myself to have this certain content, producing it all the time, and I want the content to come to me naturally. I want to be able to give you, unscripted things where, when I'm giving facts and evidence of counseling perspectives and things, I want to, have the most evidence-based practices and things to share, but I also, I want it to be more raw, and I want it to be more organic. It's not such a pressure, because that's not what this world needs. We don't need more pressure. We need the place to learn and share, and that's what I hope that this will be. So I'm excited for 2024 and what that looks like. I'm usually a big planner, and knowing that I'm graduating in May, but I also don't know about the clinical, what that's going to look like, if I'm going to take a school counseling job right away, if I'm going to be, I'm in between 2 states, so I'm very close to 2 borders. The licensing process in both of those are very different, both for school counseling and clinical mental health counseling. So there's a lot of question marks for me. Who I used to be many years ago, even just last year, that would freak me out. I would be super anxious. I'd be a little irritable. I need to know what each next calculated step is going to be, how I'm going to achieve it. I'm comfortable, and I trust the process and where I'm going to be, and I'm excited to share that process with all of you here on Mentoria 180, and I can't wait to hear about your process and what life stage you're in, and learn from one another. So I hope all of you had the most awesome end of the year 2023. Hope that you all are super excited for 2024. I've always been one of those people where new beginnings are so refreshing, and I back to refocusing, the redirection, having pure new intentions. The feeling of a new start is always super exciting to me. Whether that, is a whole new year or a new week, a new day, a new month, those are good times for you. Redirection, focusing, reflection, all of those things to continue to keep growing and have that growth mindset. Live your life presently and making sure that, you are what you believe and what you see for yourself. The vision for your life is aligning with who you are and how you're acting. And can't wait to dive more deep into all of those things with you, share them more organically, see what kind of topics we come out to. It's not just a YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, using those things to communicate back and forth, share ideas. If you want to have a specific talk, going back to the Sunday sessions, not going to be focused on, I need an every Monday motivation or Tuesday tips and things where I feel that pressure, where it's not as natural. I want it to be, okay, this is a really good topic. I'm learning about this, or I'm experiencing this in my life. How can I apply this to counseling or mental health in a podcast on a Sunday session, things like that. I've found the focus for Mentoria 180 as I went through some big life transitions and milestones, and that's what it's all about, using this here to share those and learn from each other. So that's it for today for me, and I am excited to, kind of share different New Year things. I mean, there's so many different ways to get started and find your motivation and start the year on the right foot, and how that's so good for your mental health, and also the things too that, really aren't, like the resolutions and the strict goals and the all or nothing mindset. So we'll talk about all of those things. Stay tuned for them. I'm excited to hear all about your New Year intentions. If you have already some ideas that you want to hear about. And I just wanted to thank you all again for your patience, sticking around. I hope that all of you are just as excited as I am for kind of this refocus, rebrand, or, just the new beginning of Mentoria 180. I just appreciate all of you for sticking around and the patience, being here and listening and, being why this works.